Regret and Atonement. Reach Clive-Off Meltdown Level 10 or neutralize the red mist. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do this one, to be honest. We have a lot of cannon fodder agents around here, if we're going to be brutally honest. But basically, after we've done our Asiya level suppressions, we now have to deal with Bria. Because we're dealing with Tifereth, we have to make it to Meltdown Level 10. Because we're dealing with Chesed, everyone takes 5 times damage from specific damage types. But Gebura gives us a different option. We don't have to make it to level 10 and deal with the dusk and midnight of white, which is horrifying in concept during our Chesed's debuffs. We could just go all in on we could just go all in against Gebura, and she will actually be a tad bit easier, but I need to make sure that I plan my teams out very carefully. So you have the Gold Rush. I think I want to give it... So the trick that I've seen is that you want to have Sound of a Star on your Smile wielders. And now I have to make sure that I put useful things on the other people. Real can have Gold Rush, I guess. We have one more Smile though. Is there anything that I could make use of Smile? Honestly, I think Diffraction could be swapped out. And then we go down to... who was it? Right, Paul. I really hate Ecstasy as a weapon, so swapping that out for Diffraction would be nice. Okay, I think that might be the best that we can fall back on for now, so yeah, time for pain. So a reminder, pale, black. Whichever options he picks here are going to get 5 times damage, so we do not want to mess around with Alephi's at this level. I'd forgotten what abnormalities we picked up in the sides, and I don't feel like grinding them out that much. I forgot that my mouse is busted. Great. So anyway, let's mobilize to all of our biggest dangers. Anything with Aleph tag needs to be engaged by people with a perfect resistance, with the best resistance, just in case we have to hit the worst case scenario. In a more ideal situation, we wouldn't go do these at all, and we'd just rush through a level in order to push for a better situation. But we can't have nice things. How many Alephs do we actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, first of all, start with the executions. A reminder that in this point of the game, or rather in this branch, they radically reduce the number of clerks you have, which does mean that it's easier to keep people under control. The clerk's rights abnormalities, like Big Bird. But on the downside, it means that after a particularly bad round, you might have a problem with Queen of Hatred, because you won't have anyone left to deal with her. But since we're planning on ending this day when we get to Gebura, I can probably go for some extra executions. Do I feel safe at the moment? I guess about as safe as I can expect to be. So avoid anything with the pale tag and the black tag. That's all there is to it. Pace ourselves carefully. We don't want to overextend here. Now here's the question. Do I want you for dealing with the White Dawn to get the Night of Despair buff? Or do I want to keep you just in case we have to deal with the Judgment Bird? I think Night of Despair buff might actually be your best calling here. I need to pace myself carefully. I do not want to tick over while people are still working with high-risk abnormalities. We just see what comes from our first meltdown, and hope that it's not too difficult to deal with. The bird still isn't left. Oh boy, this is making me tense. I guess there's no harm in throwing them at new abnormalities just to tick things over a smidge. Oh dear. That's just a neutral result with Forsaken Murderer. Okay, White Dawn. The thing that is going off is You Must Be Happy. We can handle that. One, two, three, 4, 5. Just keep it nice and simple. White damage, black damage. So red is the only safe color now. White. Not while Chesed is active. See, the thing is that there is technically that variant number. What I mean is... Ugh. We have a massive stat advantage, so we should be able to handle Teth even with a damage multiplier, but I want to play it safe because we're going to have to be dealing with a lot worse in the future. I don't particularly need these clerks. Nope, 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 nope. Punishing Bird is out, but he'll be intercepted and sent back to his room. We're getting a White Dawn early, which is nice, but we're getting a White Dawn, so it's not so nice. We shouldn't be dealing with the extraction team in this fight. Or rather, we shouldn't be trying to extract ego at this point. Okay, slow down now. Oh, wait. I thought that was Forsaken Murderer. It's actually Void Dream. Well, that would explain why I didn't like the Fortitude. Yeah, it's black damage, but it's also so little black damage we really shouldn't be caring. Now the actual problem is what comes when the dawn shows up, because there is absolutely a chance that whatever element that Jased decided to boost is what element that is the dawn fixer is going to be. With Da Capo, even a WoW shouldn't be too bad. It's Judgment Bird where you don't want to get frisky, shall I say? Okay, where's the request? It's White Fixer because of course it is. It couldn't have been anything more convenient for me. And it's White Damage because of course it is. It couldn't have been anything more convenient for me. And it's going to be noon next floor because I can't have nice things! Okay, you, I think, need to make a beeline for over here. As do you. I just realized Yumi is going to be absolutely no help because of the null white damage. Maybe also send up Gonzalez from the disciplinary team just so we can kill this thing faster. Tempting. Very tempting to send up Eden. Okay, you wait there. You guys back off a bit. You rush in now. Yep, that's the sweeping death ray. Ooh, and I misjudged. And that also killed a lot of the welfare clerks, so we lost our shields. Where's Big Bird? Yeah, that did actually delete a significant portion of people, but we still have disciplinary. We can still keep Queen of Hatred contained. And hey, there actually are welfare clerks still around. Okay, now we have to probably run to a healing station. Is there someone left I could consider for finishing you off? Honestly, this might be a time to rush in Eden because 0.2 white resistance. You won't be doing anything until you find someone to shoot. And of course, you know the problem is that we're going to have to do this again, but this time with 2 different people, thanks to the rotten... What's-its? We're going to have to deal with the double fixes next time as well. Hello? Okay, so back to the grind. Let's just assume that we hit the clerk requirement for the Queen of Hatred. If we didn't, I can knock her out of it. If I didn't, I do have solutions. But I'm just going to assume the worst because we're going to have to save our bullets for the next round. Red is boosted, white is boosted. I'm so annoyed that I got hit with the bad luck of hitting a noon immediately after the dawn. If it had been 1 turn later, then I'd have been fine, but I'm not. No one is dead. I mean, I'm not even sure why I bothered sending everyone back when I'm just going to have to dismiss them all again come next floor. Watch it be red and black as well. Keep ourselves well paced. That's all all that matters. Don't overcommit. Now, where'd he go? I want him to be somewhere I can find him again in a hurry, so he's positioned off on his own. You should probably stick with that party. Get Gonzalez out of the group because I also want Gonzalez to be easily accessible. Someone here go in for attachment work there. Yes, Maxwell for faster rate, and I know that they're in an accessible place. Okay, what's the damage this time? Red Fixer is in a terrible position. Although I was expecting Red Fixer to be terrible. Ooh, Black Fixer though. See, if it had been one round later, then it could have at least been with one extra benefit. You get out of here. I want all the people with melee attacks to back off, please. In fact, I'll send you guys all the way down here just in case. It would be under black damage though, I don't like that. I think leave Red Fixer to their own devices, because as long as they don't encounter clerks, we'll be cool. But we might be running out of clerks that they could run into. Okay, now we have the problem. Everything here is going to melt down. Pale we can handle. We have pale resistances. This black damage we can handle. We have... It's only evolve, so we can get through it. The problem is that if Melting Love breaks out, then it's under a black damage multiplier. And if we go in, then we're going to have to take the heart. This is a bit of a problem. I can ignore the notes from a crazy researcher. That's fine. I think the actual solution will be to try and rush. It's not a pale weakness. The thing is, he also has Death Laser, and I don't know how easily I can avoid that attack if he's in close quarters. Actually, I think we're just going to have to accept Melting Love breaking out and try and kite her, because there's just no hope otherwise. I don't want to leave Red fix at his own devices, but we can't also rush while dealing with his potential Death Laser. Who has Adoration, actually? That's a Death Laser! Which killed the bird, but oh well. Uh-oh. Gonzalez, run. You guys, run. Red shield, pray for the best. Melting Love is out. Actually, no, Cooper, just make a tactical retreat. Trying to maneuver around not getting hit by this attack. It's not boosted, but it still scares me. Okay, so that worked out. Now we have to figure out how we want to deal with the Melting Love. For some reason you're not dead. I guess the laser didn't quite reach that high. But now I have to figure out how to deal with this. So tempting to just call in the rabbits because we're not going to need rabbits for what's coming next, but I'd like to see if I can at least partially get through this on my own merit. Shouldn't I have 2 copies of Adoration? I do, Dakota has one. Black Shield! Oh no. Okay, I think the dot effect isn't as bad, but I'm going to keep an eye on you in the other side. Actually, no, you just stay there. Black shields. I feel like I really should be running people through events up here, shouldn't I? Black shield. Well, hey, we have eaten through at least most of her HP. That is progress. Okay, you back off just a smidge. If I keep cycling between them, then only one of them will be at risk. Presumably. Okay, that was terrifying, but we made it work. 0.4 becomes a 2 times weakness. 0.2 becomes a 1 times weakness. There's a very notable difference there. Are you still dying? You survived. We're an hour in and we haven't even gotten to the scary part yet. Oh, right, you can't actually work with these things. Okay, just to double check. No deaths. Angel got a bit of a scratch though. What did I have Angel do? Attachment with Letitia. Oh, Black Multiplier, that's a mistake I shouldn't have been able to get off scot-free with. I need to find a safe move I could make. Oh, Mason's the central team captain. I didn't realize. 28 days in the team. Okay, we have room for one more. Okay, move you to here. What do I have for extensive overtime damage? Dakota technically, but I don't feel safe with Dakota's armor, so I think we just need to grab the smiles again. Make sure to pack everyone into elevators because we know what comes next and I don't want to forget about it. Where'd we park Rogan? Over there, gotcha. Totally should be safe to do that, because even if he gets hit by Road of Gold, he has good resistances, and he doesn't have to worry about a white multiplier with that armor. Oh wait, there's going to be meltdowns, I didn't consider that. Only 3 meltdowns, but that still are meltdowns. So, the multipliers are off. We can do whatever we need to here. And we're going to have to because, well, meltdowns. Punishing birds shouldn't be that much of a deal, but still spooky. I don't know whether Hannah can make it or not. Okay, you are not getting that done, so Rhino, your job. The bird isn't happy, but at least the bird isn't out and about. You should probably go back into your room. But yes, temporarily Chesed's debuffs will be turned off, so your agents will be taking normal damage rather than multiplied damage during Gebura's rampage. However, if you keep going through the day, eventually he switches them back on, which means you will have to contend with a boosted midnight. And I just don't like them. I just don't want to do that. Another thing to keep in mind is that Gebura's HP is going to be a tad bit smaller this time, which means that she gets less escape buttons, if you remember, where she'd open Road of Gold to move to a new room. She'll be getting less of those. Here is the catch. Because of that, you might have bad muscle memory from previous rounds. Okay, you get out of there. You guys stay here. We'll figure out where she's ending up later. It looks like she's ending up at the very top of the facility. Go figure. I'm not entirely sure if she can end up in the architecture team. I'm really hoping she can't, because that's a very long corridor to have to escape into. Looking good so far. Yeah, as you can see, first phase shift and she's already a bit further than half her health, so she's going to swap over to the mimicry, and Dakapu soon. Back off. Everyone down the floor, you keep going. She's ending in the training room at... Oh, she took one of the very long corridors, I see. So what can we do? Escape! Escape button! Escape buttons! Okay, think about it. How did I deal with this last time? We need adoration. No, not Rhino, she resists red damage. And she resists white damage. Okay, now we need to remember that she's going to escape button over our agents, should she so choose to. Hence, we make sure that no one is in a department that she lines up with. And that means that this corner up here is in trouble. Actually, how about you don't do that? Okay, back off for a touch of healing. Have to hit these departments up here. But now you can jump in. And immediately lose half your health because she decided to be a jerk. Uh-oh. White shield and red shield I think we might need. Direct horizontal. Now here's the question, how can I deal with her sideways attack? Let me look up numbers actually. I know that somewhere here I have a collection of the numbers for Gebura. Ah, there it is. $300 sideways. You have a 0.5 multiplier, but you also have the Knight of Despair buff. Halves the damage. So it is survivable if we give him the right shield. I do not remember what way the shield goes. I don't remember which way which weapon goes, so we will have to give out both, otherwise we're going to have a very angry Knight of Despair to deal with. Also, it would probably help if we have full health going into it. I guess we don't really need that anymore. Now retreat. Actually, Gonzalez could maybe do it. Where's Gonzalez at? Oh, wait, Gonzalez is right here! Okay, so gonna take a quick break here just to break up the recording stats, so catch you in a bit. Okay, so as I was saying, red shield, white shield, she's locked into an animation. No one was deleted, thankfully. Move you to here. Move you to there. Actually, no. So apparently the best way to deal with this phase is to attack her from a side, or rather wait until she's at a side you don't have to deal with. Except these guys really want to take a short route which is right next to her. She has no resistance to white damage in this phase. Justicia can't reach. Double checking to make sure that none of our agents are in a bad position. No one in corridors. The thing is that spear is hitting a 0.2 multiplier, so they can actually quite easily take that one ranged attack, but this on the other hand might be trouble. I got complacent and they totally should have died from that. I appreciate that they didn't, but okay, now we remobilize everyone to as far away from her as possible. Actually, what I should be doing with the reposition everyone as far away as possible thing. I should be sending them to central control team, or at least as close to control team as I can get them, so I can easily figure out who has the prey mark and separate them from the group. Because we all know what Gebura is like when she's in a bad mood. Okay, your health is back, so now we have to wait for her to get away from that wall. Ma'am, step away from the door. We're camping you, don't you know? Thank you. Okay, time to split. She is not using her golden dash. We have a chance to get away. Everyone into the training room. And she is definitely hunting someone down. Oh dear. Rogan, I am so sorry. This just wasn't your day. And Rogan's in a panic. Well, you know, Rogan's dead. Unfortunately, we had so much luck. right, left, up, down. I just realized that Audacity crashed, and I'm not doing this day a fourth time. So for the record, this was my third attempt. The first one was on camera, the second one didn't make it to Gebura because White Fixer during Pale Weakness. Gonzalez killed themselves with their own damage in just 2 hits because the counter stance went up just as Gonzalez arrived. I was very upset. This time, Noon showed up later, so I didn't have to worry about it. But also, we have all of what you saw. I decided that I'd test and see if I could use their shoots in order to get the rest of her HP down, and it worked. I was a bit worried that she'd go for the charge, but she didn't, so I could call in the rabbits to finish her off. She got her second charge going, but because she went for the portals again, she stayed in still long enough for the rabbits to finish her off. I'm glad that happened. I got lucky. Someone got promoted in all this nonsense. Congratulations, Pai Pai. But yeah, we've got one more to go. Day 49. Naked Nest, Dream of Black Swan. I think Naked Nest is the safest pick here. Okay, I do not want Red Riding Hood. She's not going to help with the combat, and she'll be in a bad position to reach the rest of the facility because she'll probably go past Big Bad Wolf. I don't want Singing Machine. Honestly, pathetic abnormality for this level of the game. But at least it's not going to be a real mess to deal with. Welcome. You won't believe how long I've been painstakingly waiting for you. The wait was getting so boring. You know, the world made of dots is no longer interesting to those who've realized the existence of lines, so to speak. Think about the world in which you used to be. Singularities are manifested day after day, everything changes in the blink of an eye. The wings and the head control this world, and now humanity cannot live without their constraints. Every single person just stays silent, even though each and every one of them knows how many ethically morbid compromises the wings are making. Those who are not under the spell of control die as loners and failures. That's where we've ended up. Who was I in the past? Who am I during the present? Who should I be in the future? Those are the questions that bring upon growth. But people stopped asking them a long time ago. All anyone has left these days is to die a slow death. Nothing is as boring as watching the predetermined fall. So, we managed to find it. We found the light that resides in everyone. Unfortunately, the majority of humanity wouldn't find their light on their own through their entire life. We are bound to be unhappy as long as we are chasing an illusion without realizing the truth. People began to hide their light in the deepest recesses of their hearts. Carmen believed that she should draw out such light, the archetypes that have been hibernating. Yes, we could see the truth. The abnormalities are no longer abnormal. They are no mere fantasies anymore. They are our truer forms. Restored to being by drawing a little speck of light from our hearts. Abnormalities are the true humans of this age. They are the pure form that bursts out from the chrysalis that is our empty skin. They feared and tried to contain the abnormalities. Do not place blame upon their ignorance. It is only natural for one to fear being naked in the face of the world. At least you and I know one thing. Carmen shall be our forbidden fruit for the new humanity. Now, speak my name. I am Adam, soon to become the root of this new humanity. I will wait for the fruit to ripen and come to life after I seed this vast forest. The forbidden fruit shall enlighten us all with the long-forgotten knowledge branded in our hearts. Just a single bite will open their eyes and grant them wisdom. They will be free of the sin of forgetfulness for what we truly are. And they will understand that they should feel shame for covering it in their shell. If we draw from everyone's well with a bucket, then their ego will have no need to be locked anymore. Just imagine it. Everything that was suppressed, bursting out in every shape and figure possible. Does it not make you tremble in excitement? We've always asked this question. How should a human live? No one could answer that. But I found the answer. I shall show you, so join me. Do you want to know how it could be so cruel? People live with their own anxieties. It is a natural price one must pay for confronting the unknown. However, I did not accept that anxiety, that fear. I devoured them to survive in this world. That was the first and final sin I have committed. I have no regrets about it. It was for survival. You were the same, no? I knew so, witnessing your face as you ripped through my brain back then. You may also say it was an inevitable process. However, it is about time you face the fear you have now forgotten. And dare I suggest, face that fear if you want to stop the cycle. The eye facing the fear, breaking the cycle. It's not exactly much of an answer to what he said, is it? Do you truly believe you can see things clearly, when you couldn't even face them all this time? You are only saying this because you're afraid, aren't you? If you truly think it is a misdeed to deprive them of the act of facing their fear, then listen well. If we can conduct hundreds, no, thousands of good deeds, committing one single sin is acceptable. Helping to shed everyone from their empty skin, can you not see how that is the greatest good of all? People need someone like us. Think about the wave of redemption that will follow. It is within every person's instinct to pursue freedom. Please remember the reason why I happily let you pass. I did so because I wanted to see you fly with your own strength, despite being left in this harsh world with a skin as fragile as yours. Perhaps if we had talked more sincerely in the past, perhaps it may have resulted in better circumstances. However, we have already left our past far behind us. There is no turning back. We live in endless conflict and regret, starting from birth up and unto death. We grow by embracing that conflict, that regret, that we walk towards the future. The I embracing the past, building the future. Again, it's not really answering his question. Think about the wave that will... Yeah. We can't fail to consider our past. So you refuse to join me? And instead choose to move toward the unpredictable future? Our days will be filled with marvel and wonder you cannot possibly imagine if you join me. You are painfully crawling through each day and you still aren't even sure if you're on the right path. Our sacred secret cannot be wasted like this, no. I cannot spare any more time. If you are not ready, I shall go first. Are you? So you don't want to stop here, but instead stop me from going forward? So you do not want me to be at your side even for the finale of this play. Those who shall face the end together with you. It seems I am not among them. Would you like to expand the architecture team? Oh, we got trouble ahead for us. But hey, we did manage to get through it without any deaths, which is what I wanted. Honestly, the first time failing was just bad luck. But I need to go in with as many good agents as I possibly can get, which is why we're going to hire even more agents and do even more stat tune-ups because we're going to need it. Damn it. Oh well. Until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's time to lock in. Until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around.